cutie bell. Please keep watching the Brony Clubhouse so that maybe I can get my cutie mark.
Welcome everybody and thank you for joining us today. My name is Spencer.
And I'm Sessa and you're watching the Brony Clubhouse.
On today's episode, we will be having our roundtable discussion and joining us is Dexter Sayas, one of the many survivors of Las Pegasus Unicon.
And after that, we'll be reviewing Friendship is Witchcraft, Episode 8. And to top it off, we have Pony Arts and Crafts.
Hey there everybody, welcome today. Thank you for joining us. Today we are joined by Kevin, Casey, and one of the founders of Las Pegasus Unicon, Dexter. Thank you for joining us today. And we're going to be doing a roundtable discussion on Las Pegasus Unicon, all the good things and maybe some not of the good things. I realize this is a square table, but it's a roundtable discussion anyway. So first and foremost, Dexter, I want to thank you for joining us today, and I want to hear your side of the story on Las Pegasus Unicon.
Okay, so on Friday, I arrive at the Riviera, and check-in was long, but by the time I got there, I asked for my room.
Wasn't it supposed to be an executive suite that you were supposed to be upgraded to with your founder's package?
Exactly. I talked about that. I said like to the lady, I said, I'm supposed to be getting executive suite, and then she gives me a weird face, like, really? Like an executive suite? We don't have that here. I got you a junior suite. So I'm like, oh, really? So, okay, hopefully it's going to be good. By the time I got to my room, it's not what I expected. I was like, ugh, it's just a regular room, just very long, that's it. Just a bigger room. And one bed, of all things.
Oh, that's
and
right.
Then,
you need to have like a rollaway cot in your executive suite.
And I had to request that too. And it's like, oh man, I'm supposed to have 2 beds. I was expecting, lots of things on it, but I didn't get it. So I kind of just rolled with it and let that go, and hopefully the con will change my mind. So by the time I went downstairs to like look for Sandy, she was really, really busy, so I couldn't find her. And I'm just walking around the vendor hall, just checking around, looking at all the locations where the voice actors are going to be at, the autograph signings, the concert. And then one thing too, I decided to check out the skybox because I spent money on that as well. There was no direction up there either. The security guard just told me, like, just go over, okay, just show me your badge and you can do whatever you want.
You already had your badge?
Yeah, I had my badge already.
Okay, this one. The one where they misspelled your name?
Yeah, they misspelled my name. It's supposed to be an I instead of an E at the Reno part.
For those who maybe can't see it, it says Dexterino, but it's supposed to be spelled Dexterino. But unfortunately, spell check is too hard for these people.
Yeah. Even though I sent in a request to get it fixed, they still didn't do anything about it. I was like, okay.
Would you actually at least got a printed badge?
I did.
Kevin got a printed.
Yeah, I got a printed badge, and I waited like 20 minutes just to get my badge. I'm like, hey guys, it's DJ GARNiKA, and they're like, okay, what's your first name? And I'm like, Kevin. They're like, okay. Then like they'd go off and they'd be like, come back, like, what is your badge name? I'm like, DJ GARNiKA, and they did this about like 5 times.
See, we had been there as early as 6-something in the morning.
6:20 in the morning, we were in line for registration, and we were like the 4th and 5th people in line, and they were late opening up. Like, there's a picture of me napping. And none of our badges were ready, and each of us had like gold Sharpie, our names written in gold Sharpie on our badges all weekend.
Yeah, and by the end of the trip, my name on my badge was it was illegible. You couldn't read it. And speaking of the skybox, I mean, security was not as tight as it should have been because...
Well, it was hit and miss. Sometimes they were on the ball, and
during the daytime,
just no.
Yeah, because we didn't have skybox access yet. We were up there a majority of the time.
Yeah, on Friday night we just walked up there and everything, and I just said, hey, they're with me, and then okay, the guy said it was cool, and we went up there, enjoyed our time there, even though it was empty, and we saw the concert from up there for Friday night.
But wasn't there supposed to be like food up there for people who paid for it?
There was supposed to be food for lunch for Friday. I'm guessing Friday to Sunday. It's not really explicitly said, but it said there's lunch provided, but there was none. I noticed when I went up there, there's pizza boxes there already, and it's like, okay, who ordered pizza? And I don't think it's
not the convention.
The organizers did that.
I never saw anything when I was up there.
Food was out of the question. I was like, okay, might as well go out, leave the Riviera, and eat something else, you know.
Well, how much did you pay for Skybox access?
Skybox access is supposed to be $175, but since I bought it for 2 people, it's $300.
Oh wow!
Dang.
That's what I got it for.
Ooh.
And there's really no designation of whether to tell if you're gonna be going in the Skybox. They just determine it by saying, like, oh, this butterfly thing here will determine you're gonna be in the Skybox or other perks.
For pony sticker.
Yeah, but everything like throughout the convention, like, oh, this is just to signify that you just purchased a package. That's it. You know, not even the security even knew what these were. They just based it. Oh, okay, the butterfly's the main thing, so we'll let you in.
Now, Friday was a bit of a dry day.
Yeah,
there wasn't so much going on. And then come Saturday when all the special guests start to arrive,
Yes.
and Saturday night was the celebrity dinner. And you were in the celebrity dinner.
Right. I was at the dinner. I was seated with Nicole Oliver. But before all that happened, we had this 1 hour mingle time with all the stars, with all the writers. They're all there hanging out, and there's supposed to be an open bar. But I heard there's supposed to be complimentary for everyone to, get free drinks. But apparently everyone had to pay still from that night. And then, let's see, what else? That's all you get to do. For that 1 hour, you get to hang out, take pictures, talk, be all casual with them, They'll
We
be
did
down
get
to
to
earth.
talk to the celebrities in attendance, right?
Yeah.
So then it was
So
okay for that?
It was good. It was good. I get
Okay.
to speak with John Delancey, the writer, Cindy Morrow, and McCarthy. I was able to speak with them, hang out. Saw Andrew Francis just drinking away too, just having fun, just having his
A lot
own
of people
fun
were
thing.
having a good time.
It's Vegas. You
Yeah.
gotta have a good time at some
Yeah.
point or another.
Okay. But from that point on, now everyone was all the stars had to play musical chairs with their tables. Like, hey, this is my table right here, and everyone just scattered about and collecting their tables and organizing everyone. Everyone like get to our table. Whoever's sitting with me, sit here. Especially Peter New is standing on his table saying, "Hey, who wants to eat with me?"
Which sounds like a great time.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
yeah.
fun. It was fun.
That would have been a sight to behold, actually.
Right.
I have here a list of the stuff that you were supposed to get as part of your
Okay.
founder's package. And included was entry to our exclusive celebrity cocktail hour
Okay, that
and
was
dinner
good.
and your choice of tables. So you chose Nicole Oliver?
Nicole Oliver was given to me. Yeah, I picked her.
Okay. And it's supposed to be an awards dinner, according to this.
It's an awards dinner. Okay, I talked to the organizer, Sandy, and I tried to ask her, there was no direction ever since we arrived there. Ever since. I just wanted to know, like, what's going on, By the time Saturday night came, it was going to be the time where we had to give our speeches and everything.
So you're
And
supposed to give a speech
Yes,
to
we're supposed
Nicole
to give a
Oliver.
speech. Yeah.
Okay.
Every star is supposed to get a speech. So I asked Sandy, where's these plaques or certificates we're supposed to be presenting to during the speech? And he said, we don't have it. I was like, okay, so how am I going to do my speech or anything of this for that matter? And
Here's this imaginary plaque. Thank you so much.
it didn't happen, yeah. So by then, like they're going down the list. I see my name right there. Like, okay, Dexter's gonna be speaking right after this person is introduced and given the plaque. And I was like waiting. Time's winding down, and it never happened.
Oh, no.
So who took over the night was Mike the Microphone and Dusty Cat.
They were playing
They're-
as MCs?
They played as MCs because I don't know what happened to Sandy. Wherever she went, we don't know. But I'm not saying anything. So, with Dusty Cat and Mike the Microphone, saved the night with their speeches and try to control what's going on. But for me, I'm trying to wonder like, where am I gonna give my speech?
Right.
And you're waiting the whole time, kind
Yeah.
of nervous, waiting.
I'm saying like, okay, I don't think it's gonna happen. I noticed like 15 minutes left in the hour, and I said like, okay, I don't think it's gonna happen. So they took over, and the night just ended right there. So I was like, okay, no speech, no plaque, no nothing. It's just them, and then I just ate with Nicole Oliver. That's good. I got that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You got to chat with her all night, though.
Yeah, we did.
It's still a bummer because I saw your speech.
Yeah.
And I thought it was brilliant.
Yes.
And I was so excited that you were going to give that speech to Nicole, and then nothing happens.
Yeah, nothing happened.
And it's a bummer. It's a huge bummer.
Yeah, it
I was really
was.
upset about that.
Yeah.
And then come Saturday is when things started to...
That's when I started noticing things are starting to like fall apart. And I was like, okay, so there's no speech, no nothing there. I was like, okay, we got Sunday. We got Sunday to go. And then out of nowhere, come Sunday, vendors start leaving the hall. And I was,
Yeah, I see the vendor hall just start clearing out at some point, and somebody that I knew was helping somebody else leave, and he just says to me, "Get out." I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, I
oh my
was-
gosh, it's
was
early
just
in the
mass
afternoon
confusion.
at this point.
See, what was going on with you during that time?
At that time, I'm not sure if it was it Sunday?
It was Sunday when things started to just... People were kind of
Yeah.
half panicking, freaking out,
Okay.
didn't know what to do.
From what I heard, something happened between the con and the hotel, where somebody somewhere was overstaying their welcome, or somewhere like a rental fee was unpaid, or like a time was running out, and they pretty much told everybody like, hey, if you don't get your stuff out of the hotel right now, like it becomes property of the hotel.
And you were spending time with the musicians on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
And they were the ones who were kind of
Oh, yeah.
in the middle of that panic.
Because they were using a lot of the dressing rooms, or at least they were being used as dressing rooms, to store all their equipment. So the Beetle Bronies had all their guitars, their drum sets, all of the DJs had their equipment, all these wires, the controllers, turntables, what have you, that were just kind of like strewn about the con space. And so lo and behold, I'm just kind of walking around hanging out with Taps and Fenning, and Dan runs up to me. He's like, hey, dude, tell all the musicians get their stuff out of wherever it is right now, otherwise it becomes property of the hotel.
Which is the same warning that I had started to hear. Did you get a similar warning around that time on Sunday?
on Sunday, no warning. The only thing I started noticing is I wanted to get more autographs. I had these
That's right.
I had these vouchers.
Which you have several of these.
So you have photograph vouchers.
Photograph
Same
vouchers.
butterfly. I don't know if you can see. I'm wondering if that was an early indicator of them flying away.
Now, for those who aren't aware, the vouchers, there's $20 vouchers that were supposed to be used for autograph purposes. You buy for as many autographs as you want, and there was a $40 voucher for a photograph with the person that you want.
And an autograph.
And that was part of your founder's package.
Exactly.
It's $40, valid for one 8x10 print, autographed by the participating guest, and no more than 2. And the autograph is just it's an autograph on whatever you want them to say.
Right.
Yeah. They'll autograph the picture once it gets printed out. So.
Now, as part of your package, there was a couple of other things. Because you did not, in every sense of the word, you did not get the bang for your buck.
Yeah. $1,500 to be exact.
Here's
So
the list. How we go down?
Yeah, because we have a small collection of things here.
So when I went to check for Dexter, so we can verify what he did and did not get as far as the $1,500 package that he paid for, the Unicon website was down. So thank you to Google Cash for allowing me to see what it was supposed to have been. So you're supposed to get 2 full weekend entries to the con.
Okay,
You
we
got
got
that
that.
for you
Got
and your
that.
friend.
Right, you got those.
And now it says you're supposed to get 2 skip to the head of the line pass unlimited. What did you think that meant?
Okay, Skip. I spoke with Sandy about this through email about what the skip to the front of line pass is, and we discussed. It's like, is this gonna be for autograph panels? And I said, like, I gave her scenarios saying, like, if I ran out of money, and I was like, oh, there's Tara Strong. I wanted to get her autograph, but I didn't have the $20. So I'll just probably go gamble some money and get scrounge up some money, And I'll just come back to the front of the line showing my pass or something. And she said, yeah, that could probably work, but we're still going it over. But then when it came to Friday, I keep asking, like, where's the front of the line pass? Where's something that tells me I'm gonna go in the front, I don't want all of the people were staying in line legitly gonna get mad at me and say, hey, like this
Who's
guy.
this random guy just cutting in the front of the line?
Yeah, exactly. So Sandy just said like it's just only for panels only. Now when I talk about the panels, there's no line. There's no order.
Did you guys ever see a line for a panel ever?
There was, but it was always like a last second. Okay, now that we're taking questions, hurry and make the line. Hurry and go make the line. You
Like
know.
for the question in line?
But that's question in line only. But it's like entry, so you get your seating. That's what I'm.
There was
that's what I'm
only
saying.
one line from what I can honestly remember, and it was for the Grand Pony Line concert on Friday.
Right, yeah.
That was
Yeah.
the only line I ever
Okay.
saw for the entire convention.
Yeah, but that's not a panel, so it
Right,
would
right.
count it anyway.
That would count
Well,
it.
this doesn't specify
Yeah.
which line it was. He thought it was for
For
the
everything.
autograph line.
And
Right.
everything else too.
And especially because this is unlimited. I mean, it can mean just all kinds of cool
Any
stuff.
line you see in the whole con, you were supposed to go to the front.
Just go up in
And
there.
Bathroom line, anything. It doesn't matter.
probably an issue of communication, not telling the security personnel what was supposed to be
Yeah,
happening.
they probably
See,
didn't know either.
There was a lot of communication breakdowns.
I think that was the biggest thing lacking for the convention.
You've got some swag here. I assume that's part of the 2 sets of swag, including limited edition Unicon button, hat, and
Got the
T-shirt.
Button.
You've only got one. Are you supposed to get
Okay,
2?
here's the button. And here's the shirt. Only one shirt. I'm supposed to
Woohoo!
get 2.
You want to remember that forever.
Dude,
Oh yeah, wear that proudly, man.
Oh yeah. One set. I'm supposed to get 2, but
Well,
Sandy told me to get 1.
Yeah,
I was like,
for-
what? I was like, supposed to get 2.
are you really that sad about it?
No.
Okay.
The stars in attendance.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's awesome. I actually didn't know that.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Alright.
So what else is in that long list of
Okay.
things?
Promised.
What is a Platinum Mystery Award?
What is
It claims
that?
an assortment of raffle tickets.
This, I think this is what they're talking about. I don't
Okay.
know what this is for.
Was there a
It's
raffle?
just
Did you guys see anything about a raffle?
Actually, maybe.
Yeah, there was some mention of a
Maybe.
raffle, but the one that I knew about was for Kiki's raffle.
Okay, that's probably different.
Yeah, which is why I'm just like, I don't know if it's got. I mean, you got these amusement park tickets. You can't do anything like now.
Okay, and it says food comps and vendor bits.
Okay.
Oh,
So what is
goodness.
a vendor bit?
Oh, here we go.
Vendor bit.
Okay, these things, it's like Monopoly money.
Vendor bit. What I've been explained to is that when you go into the vendor hall, you're supposed to pay this fake money to the vendors. Like, for example, like to Equestria 360, who accepted these generously. And then at the end of the day, by Sunday, all the vendors would turn these in for real money.
I feel bad for the vendors right now.
But I noticed that the vendors too, that they didn't want to take this because it's like, oh, I want real money, That's true.
Well, no one blames them. I mean, they're
Yeah,
here
I
to
know.
make a profit.
Yeah.
They're not here to collect badly drawn
Yeah, this
pieces
is-
of money.
It says Cadence, and that one has Discord.
Discord for 23
It says this note is valid until February 25th for transactions at the 2013 Las Pegasus Unicon at participating vendors only. Whoa.
That's pretty loosely defined on the
Yeah.
word participating.
And these are like, honestly, I think I could draw better than this. I'm not joking.
That was one of the first things I mean, not to knock on anybody's art, but if you're gonna make something, this looks like it was doodled in a high school binder.
Yes, that little balloons on it remind me of. I'm like, I used to draw balloons like that on my notes in class.
I just this does not hold power outside of Unicon, people.
All right.
So then, what else did you have?
Okay. So 2 autographed picture of your choice from any of the stars in attendance. Did you get those?
No, I did not get that.
Well, that sucks.
Did not get that.
Okay, then 2 entry to the celebrity dinner, so you did get that.
We're okay on that.
You didn't get to make your A-person presentation. You're not so good with the English.
She's reading this verbatim
Yes,
right
I
now.
am. 1 gift certificates, plural, for 2 lunch on both Saturday and Sunday.
And is that for what?
I don't know.
That sounds like the text me.
Well, what you got here, you have these.
This is not
Apparently,
what they're talking about.
They were not only
I don't
drunk
think there's something
texting,
else.
but drunk web developing.
It's Vegas.
Oh, wait, meal vouchers.
They're
Okay.
meal vouchers, but I don't think it's too complimentary.
So, did you actually try to use those in the food court at the Riviera?
These cannot be used in the food cart. These are only used in the vendor hall. And I was like,
Oh wait,
food?
there was some food in the vendor hall.
There was?
Yeah, there was popcorn.
Oh
and
my
that kind of
goodness, I
stuff.
totally forgot.
The 7-Eleven bar.
Okay, yeah.
That's just what me and my friends called it because it kind of like looked like.
It kind of did. Actually, I was just thinking about popcorn and hot dogs. That's what was there. Did you ever get some of that glorious unicorn food?
No. I was about to get it for Sunday, but apparently, you know what happened. Everyone got kicked out.
So what else do we got there?
Okay. So your 3-night hotel stay during the con at the Riviera, that glorious hotel, for 2 people, upgraded to an executive suite. We discussed how there was no such thing.
Junior suite and penthouse is the highest in the Riviera.
I like how the penthouses were never on the top floor. That was neat. Okay, and then one thank you banner hung during the convention, signed by the celebrities, which will be yours to take home at the end of the convention.
Now half of that was fulfilled.
Yes, Spencer and I actually saw Dexter's thank you banner, and we'll show you a picture of that right now. That luckily Spencer had the foresight to take a picture of.
Yeah, I saw it, and I was like, oh hey, cool, I like this. This is awesome. Dexter, our buddy's name is on there. And then it was later that we found out, oh, that was supposed to go to him?
Do you have that banner in your possession?
No, I don't. And if I was the organizer or anyone, I would let him know, here, it's going to be here.
Yeah.
I didn't know where it's at. I'm traveling around the vendor halls and the panel rooms. I didn't see that there. So I wouldn't know how it looked like or where it's supposed to be hanging, you know? It said it's going to be hung over the convention. It's like, oh, it's going to be some big thing. Not really.
Some tiny little, it looked like one of those you are here maps. It just really kind of discreetly, didn't really see where it was kind of deal.
Wait, you never saw your own thank you banner?
No, I did not.
Oh, man.
And I never saw any of them in the autograph room, like a stack of them or anything getting signed.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
Now my question is, okay, this is you. How many other founders were there, and what did?
5. There are 4 other founders, so a total of 5, including me.
Limit 5.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, do you have you been in touch with them? Do you know if they got the same dealio? Or?
I spoke to 2 others, and they didn't receive the same treat. They got the same treatment as I did.
Oh.
So,
Were any of them were any of them worse off, or?
Yes, they were worse off because on Sunday, everything ended. Everyone was ready to check out, go home. The hotel started charging everybody that paid their hotel through the Las Pegasus website.
Yeah.
And you were also affected by this.
Here's the thing: I did not get affected. I was lucky. I think I'm the only one that didn't get affected. I don't know what happened. But
I was concerned for you.
Yeah,
I heard that people were getting charged full price, or when their rooms were supposed to be pumped, they started getting charged.
Oh
Yeah.
Right.
What happened with you?
Okay, with me, I went down just to check, double check. I did the express checkout. It came out $0. So I was like, okay, and I just want to make sure because I need to get a receipt on hand just for proof. So whoever charges me, I got something on my hand. So I went to the front desk and I asked for a receipt, and they said they can't give it to me. And they said and I said, okay, how come you're not gonna give it to me? Because someone booked your hotel stay. So it was like, you gotta ask that person who's in charge. So I'm guessing it's Sandy. She's the one that organized it all. So I couldn't get it, and it has to go through Sandy. So
Were you able to get that receipt at any point?
No receipt. But I asked to make sure, you guys aren't charging me for anything, right? I see the $100, what do you call it, incidental fee, but that's just in case you ruin the room.
Right.
Who's gonna ruin the room? No one's in there. But that was cleared, and then by the time I was driving back home from Vegas, Casey told me that, hey Dex, did you get a hotel bill charge? I was like, what hotel bill charge?
Oh no.
I'm sorry, I worried you.
And
I
then,
was concerned.
Poor guy.
And then I checked out everything. I called Riviera every day just to make sure nothing's going on. I looked at my bank statements, nothing happened. Until I started going to these websites saying hey, we had to pay for our comped room. We have to pay the full price or whatever piece of it.
And a lot of the musicians were affected from what I remember. Calligraphy, who was, she was on top of all the musicians. She was taking care of everybody around, you know. She was in charge of all the musicians. That was the really, like, the biggest affection, I think, is that it hit most, if not all, the musicians that were
that was a big deal. I remember after, you know, the whole fallout from get your stuff out of the hotel, like, and then, you know, people would take their stuff up to the hotel room because apparently that was safe. And then they'd come back down and they're like, hey, we've got these bills here. And, like, they weren't, like, you know, like $20, $30, $50. They were, like, $250 plus bills that the hotel was asking for. And they're like, hey, guys, this isn't cool. You know, get the heck out of our rooms. Like, you haven't paid anything. And, like the musicians were livid.
Well, as anyone would be. And I mean, if I
Like-
was staying in a hotel room and I was told, oh, it's free for whatever, and then I come back and it's like, oh, now I have to pay almost $200 plus anything, I would be justifiably upset.
Yeah.
And
That's
I would.
totally understandable. No one's gonna fault them. I would be pissed.
So nothing.
So nothing came of me. No hotel charges. But I spoke with the other founders and I asked them, you know, did you get the extra charges? And they said, yeah, I got extra bills.
Dude.
And I was like, how much? Some said $450, around there and above. So I don't know if people got double booked. You know, you got to pay extra. I wouldn't know. They just said around that much. So I started freaking out, and just to cover my own behind, just to make sure nothing's going on with me. But for the whole week, I was safe. Nothing happened. So.
Now, for some of the extra stuff that you purchased, additional autograph vouchers and whatnot, you put in a PayPal claim. Is that correct?
Yes.
What happened with that?
I put in a PayPal claim. It has to be within 45 days of your purchase. So I put that up, and hearing from the other military bronies, they told me, like, yeah, go call it, just hit up PayPal, and since it's within 45 days, you can get I put a claim out. Don't put what do you call it? I don't know. I just put a claim out, and and for 10 days, that the seller has to respond within 10 days.
Right.
And if they don't respond, that money will go back to you. I did that. I got my money back.
You didn't get the full $1,500 back, though.
Not the $1,500
No.
because I bought that package way back in the summer, way before EQLA, but that's what happened. So that doesn't count. And under the Las Pegasus Unicon aid, I don't think they'd cover that. They only cover the ones that got hotel charge.
Right, and
Got
like the
surprised.
voice actors who didn't get paid, and so on and so
Yeah,
forth.
that too. So,
Now-
that's what happened.
Now, there's one last bit on that list, which I think is probably something that is almost virtually worthless at this point.
Yeah, I would put money on it being worthless. So the last thing that Dexter was supposed to be granted was one Gold Founders Pass. This pass gives you a guest entry to all future Las Pegasus Unicons. Oh, you lucky guy, you. You get to go free to any other Unicons that ever happen.
I guess
Because they're going to keep happening.
In someone's imagination,
Yes.
maybe. Because it's safe to say that after the entire debacle and everything that had happened, if you were to ask me if I was to put money on it, I'm going to tell you there's not going to be another Las Pegasus Unicon. There might be another Las Pegasus Brony convention.
Yeah, 'cause I was gonna
In
say,
Las
you know,
Vegas?
hey, you know, as bad as, you know, what happened, you know, some new management, some new security teams, some better communication skills, different name. You know, maybe, you know, there could be like another like Las Pegasus like something, you know.
Another convention in Las Vegas.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, but as far as, you know, same people doing what they did, I don't think that's gonna happen because it didn't affect just Unicon. Like, you know, this whole experience just made it extremely hard for, you know, other budding cons that are trying to start up because now, you know, they're gonna have to go through, you know, the managers of the voice actors. They're gonna have to go through, you know, the musicians and like, am I really gonna get paid? You know, are you guys really gonna comp us this? It just like put this whole like mistrust between the cons and the talent, and it's gonna make it extremely hard, you know, for cons that aren't already established, like BronyCon, Everfree, you know, Equestria LA, and yeah.
It is unfortunate.
Yeah.
And I hope that it ends in an upbeat note somehow and trust can be rebuilt. I hope. I think we did a good job, though, as a community in the last couple
The
weeks,
whole
though.
Lost Pegasus. And in a way, it might be a positive thing. Like, just again, looking at a positive outlook on Unicon, it really does show people that just, kind of see what BronyCon and Everfree and Equestria LA are doing, and they're like, hey, that's a good idea. I want to start up a con in, my town. It's not that simple. One does not simply wake up one day and go, I want to start a convention. It is a lot of work, and you need the right people behind it. You need the right communication. You need, you need stuff,
You need the finances, that's what
Yes.
you need.
Yeah.
This was a humongous.
Budget.
And the responsibility to do so.
Because I think that this would have not been such a big deal if bad conventions happen. It's not the first time there's ever been a bad convention of any sort, let alone a Brony convention. But if everyone else had been taken care of and there was no hidden, the most would have been just groping and kind of like grumbling about it at the end, but not this huge that it affects everything from here on out in the future for other Brony conventions, which is a humongous thing. And especially guys like you who really care and love for these kinds of things, to want to have fun, to want to get the special treatment, and then you get something like this going on. You get this package, and then
We weren't promised what you were given,
Yeah.
Did that affect your enjoyment of the convention? Like, overall, okay, be honest, walking away from the convention, how did you feel? Like, as an overall experience?
Overall experience, I enjoyed it because we had dinner. The dinner was the exciting thing.
Okay.
Because we get to
Okay.
be down to earth to everybody. The stars are just chill, just hanging out, and that was the day right there. That was that night. That's the only thing I can see was exciting for me.
And that's awesome, and that's good to hear. Like for us, including yourself, I think also just spending time with the friends,
Yeah.
spending time with
Yes.
people,
Yeah.
getting to know other people. That's always a fun experience for conventions. Even if the convention itself wasn't what we wanted it to be, or what our expectations, especially yours, since you contributed so much of your time and funds towards making this happen in the first place.
Yes.
And I'm sure you're not the only one, obviously. There's a bunch of different people. But I'm glad you have fun. I'm glad that, you still have some stuff.
It was
You have some,
enjoyable.
an eBay relic you got here.
Oh, here we go.
This is actually
con
this is a
book.
schedule book that almost no one had for it's a full stapled together con book, which almost no one had.
I got pages.
I never saw
This is
those.
rare?
Like, I never got it.
It is now. We barely saw it.
Oh, okay. I was just handed this on the day up, so now everyone
Well, a
sees
lot
it.
of people weren't handed those
Okay.
on the day of.
All right.
Well, thank you, Dexter, for joining us. I'm
Yeah.
glad you have fun. What do you? We want to hear what you guys experience. We want to hear your thoughts, your feedback. Definitely be sure to leave a comment in the section below. And if you have any questions, be sure you can ask us as well. So thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, Dexter, for coming out and joining the
Thank you.
Clubhouse for this.
Thanks, man.
And this is the Brony Clubhouse, and we'll see you for our next roundtable discussion. Hey there, everybody. Thank you for joining us for our episode review of Friendship is Witchcraft, episode 8.
All right, we have Spencer, myself, Kevin, Casey, and Tyler. Tyler, why don't you start us off?
Yeah, one thing I really like about this episode, and really the series as a whole, is how by simply adding new vocals, you can completely change the feel of the entire episode. Like the stock footage, we've all seen it, we all love it. Like especially Chrysalis, or actually Chrysalis as Cadence in the original episode, I could tell, everyone could tell that she was evil, but it actually felt like she wasn't that bad. What was her name?
Chrysalis?
Not it's not
It
evil.
felt
Yes.
like, I
Yes.
felt like, she's not evil. She actually is a good pony, just because they redubbed it with the new voices. So it's kind of funny how those voices completely change the feel of every single episode in this series. But
I noticed that too. Yeah, like she wasn't horrible anymore. I loved the Les Miserables shout out at the end of the song, is it It'll Be Okay? It's okay. What's that
It'll
song?
Be Okay?
It'll Be Okay, which was hysterical. Oh my gosh. So yeah, yay for musical theater. And okay, Francis Sparkle is one of my new favorite things, I think, because he is a surfer bro and it's all about the corn dogs. Seriously, corn dogs. Totally sad.
No, I love corn dogs.
Oh my god.
Like, we have to go to Wiener Schnitzel now.
No,
Yeah, after this.
no, we really don't.
Where do I begin? This is like my favorite show. Like, just everything about like this episode. Because I mean, when Friendship is Witchcraft got the whole, you know, cease and desist thing from Hasbro, it was like, oh no. But then, you know, they kind of did some, and I guess like, and I was really looking forward to this one, and they did not disappoint. You know, everything from the Francis Sparkle to the BBBFF boy band.
Guys,
Oh,
Ben, Francis.
That is so awesome.
we need to cosplay that.
This is happening.
It's happening. God, what else? All of the Grammys and stuff in Francis Sparkle's house, like in that one scene. Oh God, the song, God is my witness. I am remixing that song. Shirt Club, look out for that. Oh, what else? It's just all kinds of amazing, like, oh, Sock'em Boppers, like, oh my God, the
you
nostalgia.
actually had them?
I remember those
No, I
commercials
just
from when I
remember
was a
the
kid.
commercial.
I never owned
Yeah.
them.
Oh, okay.
Like, I remember, like, my parents got me a pair of Sock'em Boppers, but I didn't have a sibling, so I only got one pair, so I just go around, like, hitting stuff. Because I didn't have any. So it was, oh, God.
Maybe
I love
you
that.
want them. I want them now.
I want them now, too. Like, I re-want them just as much.
You and me.
Let's go. Oh, my God. But yeah, I loved it. It's awesome.
I will destroy you and steal your Beyonce. Booty, 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 rocking everywhere. Oh my goodness. I have never seen Friendship is Witchcraft before, and this series is like my exact sense of humor. So funny in such a like a terrible way. It's important for kids to learn that blacks and whites can be subservient to our white demigod.
Oh God.
I feel guilty for laughing, but that's hilarious.
Oh, my God.
I noticed when we were watching through, and we actually went back and tried to find all of them, but they actually had Littlest Pet Shop characters kind of hidden throughout the episode.
See if you can find them all. You felt like 2 or 3 of
We
them.
found
Like
like 3 or
Where's
4.
Waldo, but
Yeah,
not.
it was the detail that they put into this
Yeah.
was so funny. You actually have to watch it through a couple times to catch everything, and I love it.
Yeah.
So,
Like, I've seen it, like, 5 times.
so
I'm still catching new
thanks
stuff.
for introducing me to this series, guys. I think I might be addicted now.
Yeah, some catching up to do.
Yes. Marathon time.
Yeah!
Yes.
Yeah!
One of the biggest compliments on Friendship is Witchcraft is the voiceover work that goes into it. I mean, you have Jenny, who does almost all of the voices, and she does a great job of capturing every person's personality and creating her own personality for each pony. You know, it's like, you know, Twilight's actually crazy in this episode, or kind of, she's not creepy.
It's not creepy.
And it's just the writing that goes into Friendship is Witchcraft is actually very well done. It's a parody episode, and it's a parody series as well, but it's just, you know, she makes it her own thing from her own little universe, even though we're watching literally the exact same thing. It's My Little Pony episodes, which is voiceover, but it makes us believe this is a whole different thing altogether, and the crude humor of it all, it works for me because I enjoy that kind of thing. It's like when he was like, you know, something incest he said, I was like, oh
Incest.
oh my goodness. The jokes like that, the writing, the music is probably one of the biggest highlights. I mean, that song, we were all like, replay the song, it was so good. And, you know, the attention to the editing details is really cool, especially at the very end of the credits. It's like, what did happen to Cadence? And it's, well, I'm not going to spoil it for you. It's so good.
Just
But
watch
you
through
got to
the
watch the
credits.
episode. And, you know, the series has always been kind of a hit and miss for me. Sometimes it's hilarious. Sometimes it's not. But I've always loved their songs. And for this episode, did not disappoint. I'm looking forward to that remix, man. I'm gonna enjoy that.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have to go all out.
I'm gonna groove.
And
You should play it EQLA. Have it done by EQLA.
Yes,
yes.
Please?
I'll release it if you can.
You heard it here first.
Watch out for it.
And we'll be reviewing more episodes as they're released. Let's hope this keeps going for as long as it can. And if you've seen the episode, we'd love to hear your thoughts. We want to hear what you guys think, so be sure to let us know in the comments below.
And the rest of this review has been cut for time constraints.
Oh, but wait, I want to say one more thing.
Hi, I'm Casey, and we have here at the Brony Clubhouse Katie, a longtime My Little Pony fan and customizer. Have you ever wanted to customize a G4 brushable, perhaps to make your OC? Well, Katie is here today to show us how to remove the head of a G4 brushable for the purposes of switching out the hair.
Hi everyone! Alright, today we're going to start talking about how to prep a pony for customizing. It can seem a little daunting at first, but it's really not that hard once you learn all the steps. We're going to start off with a basic toy that you just buy at the store. First we're going to have to get the head off, and it's not like most standard toys from previous generations. There's a plug inside made of hard plastic that you're going to have to contend with. So first, you're going to have to pull the head off of the plug. Because the plug is made of a somewhat brittle, harder plastic, you're going to want to pull it horizontally without pulling it at an angle, which may break it. So first you might want to heat up the plastic, which will make it more malleable and easier to pull. Then turn the head around so that the pony's face is facing her tail. Then get a good grip on her and start pulling. This will take a good 5 or 10 minutes, especially if you've never done it before. Then, once the pony's head is off, you will be able to see the top of the hard plastic knob, which is still glued inside of the body. In order to pull the plug out of the body, you're going to need to either have an X-Acto knife or a sculpting tool, which sort of resembles a large, thick needle. So very carefully, you start to cut into the plastic around the harder plastic plug without cutting through the neck. So slowly, you work your way around the glue, and once it seems to be loose enough, you catch a grip of it with your needle nose pliers and pull it out. So you have now separated your pony into head, plug, and body. Save the plug because you're going to need it later to help put the head back onto it in order to help keeping the pony's head able to turn. Thanks for checking in to Pony Arts and Crafts.
We'd like to thank you guys for joining us today. We hope you really enjoyed our episode, and we do have a couple of announcements for you. Equestria LA, the premier Brony convention in Southern California, has announced a few guests of honor, including Nicole Oliver, Kathy Westluck, and Michelle Krieber. And they've also announced a few community musicians, including our very own DJ GARNiKA.
Ooh, and additive subtractive, DJ Tetsuo Tarby, and Mando Pony.
Down, boy. We also have a Clubhouse exclusive. We are proud to announce that Brenda Critchlow and Andrea Libman will be returning to EQLA 2013.
Woo! For more information on Equestria LA, be sure to check out their website. We have them in the description box below. Be sure to book your hotel and your badges.
And if you haven't already, please subscribe to us on YouTube, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter.
Now, if you're watching this on the stream right now, we have our gaming live streams on our Twitch TV channel every Tuesday and Thursday nights. So be sure to follow us on our channel so you can join us for some game streams. This is the Brony Clubhouse, and we'll see you guys next time.
I'm watching you.
Wait for it.